Bias Bash, looking at what is happening in the media. Cal Thomas, Fox News contributor, joins us for this one today, and there's been quite a bit of news in the media industry itself. The Time managing editor has moved to the Obama administration. He's gone to work for the State Department. This turns out to be the 15th reporter, I believe, to go to work for the Obama administration. Cal, what do we make all of this? Let's just give some detail. It's Rick Stengel. He's going to be the Understated Secretary for Public Diplomacy and Public Affairs. I think the last time we saw someone from Time take a new job,
media outlets, Dominique, are serving as minor league teams for the major league of the Obama administration. This has happened before, of course. We had George Stephanopoulos in the Clinton administration, now with ABC News. You had Paul Begala, James Carville showing up on CNN. I think it does great damage to an already damaged profession. The newspaper industry is in great difficulty. The trust in the major broadcast networks, polls show, continue to decline. And if the revolving door continues, and it seems to be spinning at warp speed these days with this administration, I think that whatever trust level is left is going to virtually disappear. I remember something the late John Chancellor of NBC News said shortly after he became the director of the Voice of America in the Lyndon Johnson administration. He said every journalist ought to be allowed one trip to the other side, as he put it. Then they ought to decide what they want to be. And there's entirely too much of this going on. Chris Matthews, of course, former top aide to Tip O'Neill, and to Governor Mario Cuomo of New York, now, of course, with his own show at MSNBC. The public is confused, and rightly so, and I think it hurts our profession.
Why do you think this appears to be happening with liberal media moving to sort of, Democrat administrations? There's been few examples, actually, on what's considered to be the right side of the media. One classic example was given that Tony Snow, who formerly worked actually for Fox News, went to work for the Bush administration. For those that perceive Fox News to be on the right, we believe we're fair and balanced here. Why do we sort of see it tends to be the liberals that do this, or those considered to be the liberals? I mean, after all, most of the media is somewhat liberal to some extent, isn't it?
Well, yeah, well, sure.
You sort of see things down the middle.
Right, it's kind of a parallel move for them. It's ideologically, it's a very close fit. They pretty much promote the values and ideals of the Obama administration and liberal Democrats as journalists in the pages of their magazines, on their radio, and on their television networks. So it's really not that. It's more of a geographic move than it is an ideological one. You didn't mention Diane Sawyer, of course, who now is the anchor of ABC World News Tonight. She did work for Richard Nixon, but I think she's made up for that somewhat. Bill Moyers, of course, worked at a newspaper in Mississippi, came from the South, then worked for Lyndon Johnson, of course, has been on PBS for many years. But I think you'll find that the revolving door has got more liberal Democrats in it than conservative Republicans.
A revolving door and a blurred media landscape, by the sounds of it. Cal, thank you very much for joining us. We'll talk to you next time, okay?
Okay, all right.
And for our viewers who want more media analysis, particularly on this topic, then you need to catch Media Buzz with Howard Kurtz. That's a new program on Fox News Channel. That's on Sundays at 11 Eastern Time on Fox News Channel, as I say.